So was it sort of these last two albums, sort of the way they were received by your fans and by the public? Was this sort of the thing that led you to decide to split the band up?
No, not really. I think you've quoted me already as saying that I like Civilian, which I do. I think it's a very good record, and it's very, very much undersung by the sort of the fans of Gentle Giant, who were big fans of the period, which is perhaps 4 or 5 years earlier than this. I think Civilian is a very well constructed album, and I think Inside Out, that song Inside Out itself, is one of our best songs we've written and produced, if you like. How can I put this? I think we were touring. I remember the last tour, and all I can do is reflect on what it was and the feelings that were going in the band. And there was almost like rehearsing for the last tour felt like clocking in for a day job.
Right.
And I think I've said this before, but when something, especially in the creative world, if you like, feels like a job, it's time to say, okay, this is not a good thing to do when you're just clocking in for the money. I understand most people have to do that because that's a livelihood, and you have to put bread on the table. But nevertheless, if you're in the creative era, and I think our creativity and our sort of was starting to wane. Honestly, we were getting a little bored with touring and everything else. So it was time, and I think we all realized before the tour that okay, we were on the road again. It was like a cycle of, record, rehearse, tour, record, and it became a situation where the creative elements and the sort of and the touring became a chore. And as I said, if a creative thing becomes a chore, it becomes a job. It's time to stop.